Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On the 9th day of August 2022, Kenyans will be going to the polls to elect their new president, governors, senators, women representatives, members of parliament, and the members of the county assemblies. But this year's presidential election is going to be interesting, and it's going to be a do or die for Raila Odinga, for William Ruto, and for President Uhuru Kenyatta. For Raila Odinga, this election is going to be his last chance of achieving his dream of becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya. I don't think Raila Odinga will have another chance if he won't win in this year's general election. So if Raila Odinga is going to lose, I think he will retire without becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya. For President Uhuru Kenyatta, he must defeat his deputy. Uhuru must ensure that William Ruto is defeated. So the election is a do or die for President Uhuru Kenyatta also. And for William Ruto, he must win this election. Because without winning this election, I don't know whether William Ruto will be able to survive outside government and as an opposition leader. He's still very young, he has a chance, but this year's election is a do or die for him. There are so many things happening at the background, and I'm not going to mention them. So William Ruto must win this election. If he won't win, I don't think he's going to survive, politically speaking. In this video, I want us to look at who is who in Raila Odinga's campaign. Because this year's election is completely different from previous elections. When Raila Odinga presented his papers before IEBC, we saw new names accompanying Raila Odinga. So I want us to look at who is who in that campaign. Because the campaign is actually a do or die. This year's election, for Raila Odinga, he must win it. If he won't win, end of story. But before we look into who is who in Raila Odinga's campaign, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support. And I want to make this appeal only. Please give this video thumbs up. Just click that thumbs up button so that YouTube can promote it. And that's the best way you can also support the channel. Now, who is who in Raila Odinga's campaign? I want to be a bit brief. And I'm going to give you between 8 to 10 people who are playing critical role for Raila Odinga in this year's election. Remember, before Raila Odinga officially embarked on his campaigns, there were a group of people who would always congregate at Ndugu Francis Atwoli's residence, almost every now and then. But the moment Raila Odinga began his campaigns, we are seeing new faces, we are seeing new strategy. But who is who in this campaign? The first person is George Njoroge. Who is George Njoroge? George Njoroge is the CEO of East Africa Data Handlers, the largest computer forensic and data handling company in East Africa. Njoroge is joining Raila Odinga, or is part of Raila Odinga's campaign for one reason. Raila Odinga believes that his victory in 2013 and 2017 was stolen. So Raila Odinga went and looked for the best of the best in terms of forensic audit, in terms of data handling, and he settled on Njoroge. So Njoroge will ensure that nobody is going to play with Raila Odinga's data. and is going to thwart any attempt by none other than Davis Chirchir. Because there's always this belief that Davis Chirchir, having worked with IBC, has been responsible or was responsible for the stealing of Raila Odinga's victory. So to counter that, Raila Odinga went for the best. So that's the first and the most important key person for Raila Odinga in this year's general election. Without a good computer guru, even if Raila Odinga were to win the votes, I'm not sure whether they were going to count. So I want you to listen to John Joroge briefly when he was interviewed recently on Spice FM.
As you've mentioned, expecting this one piece of equipment to be able to do all of that, not break down, deliver the results as expected. Can it? Very simply. Will it? Can it?
Well, it is a problem. The simulations have failed, and that's a point of concern. All this entire election would be pegged on technology. The credibility, the success of it is pegged on technology. The biggest risk we have, for instance, is some of the things we have pointed out to IBC. Number one is a KIMS kit. You have 46,000 KIMS kit being sent out. They've said they have extra KIMS kit for each and every polling station. The requirement, what has been pushed by the political parties, is that let every KIMS kit be singularly isolated for a particular polling station, where it's geolocked to that particular station. They initially had said it is geolocked. It is not the case. What is geolocked is a singular database. So you can remove that flash drive, put it, the one for Kibwezi, if you are in Nakuru, put the one for Kibwezi and it will work.
Wait, the flash drive is the one that is geolocked, right?
It is not.
So we have a kit. Yes. We have something, that thing where you go and put your finger,
yes.
Right? This is the kit. And then this one accepts a flash drive.
Yes.
And the flash drive is what is containing the data.
Yes.
This is just a device.
Yes.
Okay. So you're saying that the device is not locked to this particular polling station.
That's exactly where
this device can be removed from here and be taken to Kibwezi, like you've said.
Yeah.
But can the flash drive be taken to Kibwezi?
Well,
it can.
It can, yes.
But it will only have the information of Mombasa Road polling station.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's where the problem is.
Where is the problem?
Because that means that, for instance, tomorrow morning I'll wake up and create my polling data, come with a KIMS kit, and presupposed to identify voters.
Is it that you will duplicate what already exists, or will you have knowledge of what exists so that you create something similar?
You will have knowledge of what exists and they create something similar.
The second person in Raila Odinga's campaign is none other than President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta's main objective is to stop William Samoei Ruto from succeeding him. I don't think whether President Uhuru Kenyatta's role is to make Raila Odinga the president. If Uhuru had alternative, he would have gone for that alternative. But because Raila is the only alternative, he's supporting Raila Odinga with one main objective: stopping William Samoei Ruto. 2017 and 2013, Ruto was President Uhuru Kenyatta's running mate. What transpired between these gentlemen, us as Kenyans, we don't know. Ruto recently said he almost slapped President Uhuru Kenyatta. That's up to them. But what role is President Uhuru Kenyatta playing in Raila Odinga's campaign? That's the biggest question. The first role is the deep state. Deep state is deeper than deep. And President Uhuru Kenyatta currently is the president of the Republic of Kenya. He controls the state machinery. He has a team he's working with very closely in the deep state. There is Fred Matiang'i, who will oversee security. He has Joe Musheru, the cabinet secretary for ICT. There is Karanja Kibicho, the principal secretary for interior. There is Nancy Gitau and others. So this team, President Uhuru Kenyatta is going to work with to ensure that Raila Odinga is facilitated in terms of deep state during this campaign period. So that if Raila Odinga requires any intelligence report, is availed. If there are certain things happening in IBC and there are some monkey businesses, Raila Odinga is informed by this team because they have first-hand information. The second role of President Uhuru Kenyatta in this campaign is the finance. Uhuru has been very critical for Raila Odinga in bringing together the finance. You talk of the Mount Kenya Foundation. And Uhuru Kenyatta is also strategically helping Raila Odinga in winning the support of the mountain. And that's how you should look at the appointment of Martha Karua. Martha Karua is Raila Odinga's running mate. So Uhuru, with the help of this deep state, realized that Karua was better than all other Jubilee guys. So he brought him on board. He brought her on board. And by that move, the mountain is now drifting towards Azimio. So Uhuru will play those three critical roles for Raila Amolo Odinga. The third individual in Raila Odinga's campaign, who is also playing critical role, is Winnie Odinga, Chogo, or you can call her Kazi, the last born. In fact, Mutai Ngunyi once opined that Winnie Odinga would one day become the president of the Republic of Kenya. I think she's learning. But the truth of the matter is that in politics and in everything, blood is always thicker than water. Winnie Odinga is playing that watchdog around the father. You know, Raila Odinga at his age requires someone like Winnie who can be easily sent here, who can check whatever is happening, whether things are running at the secretariat. As much as she's not really assigned specific roles, but she's playing that key role for Raila Odinga. So basically, Winnie Odinga is the link between Raila Odinga, Baba, and the youths. So if you've been following Winnie Odinga very closely, she's the one trying to recreate Baba. You know, when Baba looks young, that's Winnie. The messaging, if you go to his Facebook page, Raila Odinga, those things which are appealing to the youths is Winnie Odinga. So I think because Winnie Odinga is youthful, understands what the youths need, understands what the youths really require, she's the one who is now the link between the youths and the father. So Winnie Odinga is playing a key role. That's why there was that incident which someone was saying, oh, Winnie Odinga's you slapped somebody. Something which never took place. But the fact is, she was just being fought. So Winnie Odinga is playing that critical role for Raila Amolo Odinga. The fourth key individuals around Raila Odinga is Junet Mohamed, the Democrat from Suna East. But what is the role of Junet Mohamed? Junet Mohamed ni mtu wa mkono. So if today you want to eliminate Baba, the first person who will go first is Junet. He provides that buffer to Baba. He's the one who listens to the ground. He's sent. If there are certain things Raila Odinga want to say which he can't say, Junet Mohamed. And he has performed well. In fact, at some point, the members of parliament from Luo Nyanza were uncomfortable with Junet Mohamed because they were like, why should Raila Odinga listen to Junet Mohamed, who is not a Luo despite being elected in Luo, instead of listening to one of them? And of course, there are several others who are even senior. It's because of the trust which Junet Mohamed has created between himself and Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga started trusting Junet Mohamed when he was still the mayor in Migori, when he became a member of parliament, and they stamped it in the last parliament. So Junet Mohamed is one of the closest allies of Raila Odinga. When the handshake was being brokered, probably the only other person who knew, apart from Uhuru and Raila, was Junet Mohamed. And that's why on that day, you saw Junet Mohamed at the doorsteps of Arambe House when Uhuru and Raila were shaking hands. So Junet Mohamed is basically a small Raila Odinga. He's called Mtoto wa Baba within the political circles. The fifth guy is SK Macharia. What is the role of SK Macharia? SK Macharia is media mogul. He's the owner of Citizen TV and the Royal Media Services. Raila Odinga is currently enjoying media coverage courtesy of SK Macharia. But why SK Macharia? SK Macharia is basically the link between Raila Amolo Odinga and the Kikuyu tycoons. All Kikuyu tycoons cannot be around Raila Odinga every single day. So SK Macharia is the gentleman. So when you see SK Macharia around Raila Odinga, they know that all the old money in the mountain are behind Raila Amolo Odinga. And it's also the assurance that Raila Odinga will support the Kikuyu community business interest, because that has been the biggest fear of the Kikuyu nation, that Raila Odinga will actually destroy their business. And through history, you will learn that SK Macharia has a history with Raila Odinga and probably Jaramogi Oginga Odinga during the time he was starting up his company. So he's also a key person there. The sixth individual is Charity Kaluki Ngilu. Recently, you saw Ngilu pulling out of the race as the governor. Who would do that? Ngilu did that because Ngilu is so sure of Raila Odinga's presidency. But Charity Ngilu's role is to checkmate Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has been giving Raila Odinga serious political headache in this country. But now he's supporting Raila Odinga. But how do you checkmate Kalonzo? You have Charity Ngilu. And the other role Charity Ngilu is playing for Raila Amolo Odinga in all these schemes is the women voting blocks, because of her reform credential, her history with the women issues, and the fact that Raila Odinga nominated Martha Karua. So Ngilu is actually the link between Raila, Karua, and the Kenyan women. At number 7 is Ali Hassan Joho. For those who've been keenly following Kenyan politics, especially around Raila Odinga, Joho is today a prominent figure around Raila Amolo Odinga. He's attending most of those political rallies. Joho is the governor for Mombasa. The role is to consolidate the coastal region, and specifically his other role is to counter William Ruto. So if there's one individual whose role is to counter Ruto, if Ruto is lying, it's Joho. If Ruto is saying something, that person is Ali Hassan Joho, and also is supposed to appeal to the rest of the country. You know, there's places like, there are individuals in this country who appeals to even people who don't like them. You can talk of Babu Owino, you can talk of Mike Sonko, you can talk of Joho. Now there's Sabina Chege, there is always Kipchumba Murkomen. They will always appeal to people wherever they go. So that's the role of Joho. At number 8, there is Makau Mutua, the professor. Legal issues around Raila Odinga. He's dealing with all of them, alongside Paul Mwangi, who's Raila Odinga's lawyer. And he's also the link between Raila and the diaspora. He came all the way from diaspora to join this team. At number 9 is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is going to be the prime cabinet secretary in Raila Odinga's government. As things stand today, he's tasked with delivering Ukambani. I'm told the day he agreed to support Raila Odinga, President Uhuru Kenyatta was so happy, because Raila needs the Ukambani. And to win the Ukambani votes, you need Wiper. You like it or not, Wiper party is the dominant party in the Ukambani region. And lastly, there is Francis Atwoli. Francis Atwoli is supposed to manage and organize Western Kenya. He's the link between Raila Odinga and the old men. Francis Atwoli has been able to bring on board the cabinet secretary for defense or devolution, Eugene Omalwa, Oparanya, and is the guy who is giving Musalia Mudavadi serious political headache in Western. I don't know what you think, but for me, those are the key players in Raila Odinga's campaign. Thank you guys, and please may you have a good day. Bye-bye.